Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me and welcome to the first Positively Disney phone-in podcast. My name is Kimberley Bouchard, and I'm actually the author of the Positively Disney book series from where this show comes from. I love meeting people, talking Disney, and sharing and writing stories. And I thought it'd be really fun to bring you all together in the spirit of Disney to share some of your stories and amazing experiences, big or small, on the show. The thing about Disney, I will tell you, I love Disney, obviously. That's why I'm here. And I've been very blessed to actually go to Disneyland Paris, and I'm a frequent Disney visitor to Walt Disney World. It was my husband, actually, that introduced me to Walt Disney World many years ago now. And our daughter, who is nearly 21, made her debut at 14 months when I was about 5 months pregnant with our middle child. And I went when I was pregnant and had a little one because I thought we were having our babies. And it's going to be a long time before we get back to Disney. Well, the long story short, we ended up going again when I was expecting my third child and had an 18-month-old and a nearly, I guess she was just about 3 years old, and we had 3 strollers, and it was just really a lot of fun. So yeah, we would like to invite you to call in. Don't be shy, and I look forward to talking to you. Again, 844-FOR-YOU-DISNEY is the number, 844-FOR-YOU-DISNEY. So I look forward to hearing from you. And please tell me how you have experienced Disney in a positive sense, as well as maybe you have experienced some special Disney magic. We have been very fortunate to have experienced many things on many occasions. And here is the result of that. I just wanted to invite you to share your stories. Our first experience, which was a really life-changing experience for us, was when we had experienced a river dance troupe from the Walt Disney World at the American Gardens Theater back in 2001. And that actually changed our life, because from that Disney experience, our children ended up Irish dancing and continued to do so 14 years later. And it allowed us to meet many people all over the world. The children actually performed at Walt Disney World at what is now Disney Springs. And the children also had participated in the North American Irish Dance Championships right at Walt Disney World as well. So that was a real life-changing event for our family. Again, the number to call is 844-FOR-YOU-DISNEY. That's 844-FOR-YOU-DISNEY, and I'd love to hear from you. I know there's lots of stories out there. I've had the good fortune and the privilege to actually interview it's probably going on 70 people from all over the world. They've had amazing experiences that will touch your heart, and I know everybody has experiences out there, and I'd like to hear from you. I don't know if anybody has had the chance to go to the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, and there was one time that our family had gone many years ago when the kids were still trick-or-treating, and a really fun thing happened. I actually had bought an old wedding dress from a consignment store and glued some plastic spiders on there, had a long black wig and some face makeup, and that's how I dressed for Halloween. And I didn't do Space Mountain in my wedding dress, but I sat quietly outside of the ride, and it was really fun because several children were kind of hesitant and wondering if I was real or not, and they were a little bit uneasy, and they wanted to just kind of check this runaway bride out. And it was also interesting because some cast members thought I was part of one of the cast members, and that I was dressed as the runaway bride if the bride ran away from the haunted mansion. And it was really good fun how I managed to interact with the cast members and various people in the crowd. It was a lot of fun. I love that party because not only is it all dressed for Halloween, which is a really fun holiday, but it was really cool to go trick-or-treating, and the special Disney parades and fireworks that they offer is special just for those Halloween parties. And so I haven't gone back for a while to the Halloween party, but I hope to one day again, maybe with my grandchildren, which won't be anytime too soon, but it'll be coming around soon enough, I think. Again, the number to call is 844, the number 4, the letter U, and the word Disney. So if you can call 844 for you, Disney, then I can hear from you and we can share some stories with the rest of the viewers. And well, I guess you're going to make me talk tonight because I haven't had a call yet. And I think some of you are a little bit shy about it. Believe it or not, that's kind of part of my nature, but I've overcome that over the years. So if you get over that and call in, that would be great. I will tell you a little bit about the background here. These are some of my favorite Disney things. And I want to share with you the picture that you see with Donald underneath an umbrella, and he's actually reading my book. And that actually was a surprise Christmas present from my husband. We were at Disney at Christmas time and had a lovely, lovely dinner at the Japanese Pavilion, which was our first time there. I can't believe it. All these years, my husband wanted to go there and we kind of passed it by, and then we finally got there. And so we were there, and lo and behold, the artist, Kevin John, came as well with his lovely girlfriend. And we had a lovely dinner with them. And then he presented me with the painting that he painted that my husband had commissioned. And oh, that was quite a moment. I will never forget that. And so it was just a really special time and a really special memento that I thought I would have placed in the background here. And another picture that I have in my background is the Carousel of Progress, which is actually signed by one of the Shermans. And some of you, I know, enjoy that ride. And I'm one of them. Not all my family members do, but they go on for my sake. Sometimes a couple of times every time we visit Disney. And I don't know what it is about that ride that I love. Maybe it's the nostalgia. Maybe it brings back kind of memories from the past, or of even things that I've been told from my parents when they lived, and the ice box that they had in their kitchen and the blocks of ice from the man that sold them ice. But I really love that ride. And another picture that I have in my background, I just thought I'd tell you about real quick, is the Ugly Dachshund. It's actually an original poster from the movie from the 60s that, again, I got for a gift. And one of the things I love about that movie is, well, the dachshunds, and then the dog. It's not a Doberman, but the Great Dane that's kind of disguised as a dachshund puppy. I'm a dachshund lover. And we have actually a golden retriever. So not quite a Great Dane, but she thinks that she's a dachshund. So that one's particularly close to my heart. Again, 844 for you, Disney. And I hope you can give me a shout and let me know some of your Disney experiences and stories. I thought I would tell you another little story of my own that I'm not sure if you have ever been on a Disney cruise, but we finally made it on one in 2009 and absolutely fell in love. It was just amazing. It was Disney, but on a ship. And one of the things that we were told about is on Castaway Cay, Captain Jack Sparrow waits for you on the side for photo ops. And I actually happen to like Captain Jack Sparrow. And my family, of course, knows this. And they got me a pin that said, I, with a heart in it, Captain Jack Sparrow. And it was really fun because before we even got to the beach, he was standing there with the ship in the background. And I told him that I said I wanted to share the pin with him that said, I heart Captain Jack Sparrow. And he leans over without a bead and says, well, I love me too. So that was kind of fun to start our first time at Castaway Cay. And the ice cream on there is phenomenal. It's, I believe, banana flavored. My kids went for that. And they have all kinds of activities. They have children's area. They have a family area. And they also have the adult area if you want some peace and quiet away from others. But really love that. That's actually our favorite port of call now is Castaway Cay. And the next time I go on a cruise, which I'm not too sure when, maybe it'll be a year or two from now, 3 years, I'm not sure. I would like to run a 5K. I'm hoping to get fit enough to be able to do that. I'm presently doing the virtual 5Ks for the Run Disney event. I walked, ran, kind of the combination. My first one, June 1st, and did a few others and kind of want to beat my personal best. So July 1st, I'll do my next one, and then August 1st, and I will finally have accomplished a Run Disney event and preparing myself to eventually run live in the parks. And yay, I've got a caller coming in. So here we go to our first caller. Hi there, you're on the air. How are you tonight?
Good. How are you doing, Kimberley?
I'm great. Who am I speaking to?
This is Joseph.
Hi, Joseph. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm enjoying the show. I'm really enjoying the new kind of show here for my Monday nights.
Oh, great.
I was calling because I was hearing the story. I'm kind of interested because I'm actually heading toward. I'm going to be going to Castaway Cay. My first time this year on our first Disney cruise. So hearing your story there kind of got me excited. I'm looking forward to it. I was a little concerned because we have always gone to Disney World, and so I was kind of nervous as far as, is this going to really be as good as Disney World?
Oh, yeah. That's something that, for several years, we were hesitant thinking, how is this really going to work, compared to what we, the parks that we love. And then of course there was sort of the affordability of it. And we found that if we go in September, it's a little bit a better cost for us. And, I'll tell you, of course, anything that Disney does is a winner. And I actually wanted to do everything on that ship, everything. And, it's just a stand up thing. We have, I don't know if you have children with allergies, but a couple of ours did have peanut and nut allergies. And they were so awesome because they would give the kids the menus the night before to choose their food and ask kind of what desserts they'd like. And they'd actually prepare them and keep them in the refrigerator for them to ask a cast member for during the day. It's just amazing what they do for you. And Castaway Cay, I'll tell you, you're not going to want to leave, but you do have to leave. Don't want to miss your boat. And that kind of...
I gotta say, Castaway Cay is by far the most thing I'm most looking forward to. I mean, I'm a huge fan of food, and so for me that's a win. But I mean, being able to swim in that kind of water. We're in Texas. We have the Gulf Coast here, and as great as the beach is, the Gulf Coast is not crystal clear water here in Texas area and Corpus, and it is pretty brown, so brown and green. So to be able to visit Castaway Cay and crystal clear water, hopefully, I'm really, really hoping that we'll be able to see. And I don't know, maybe you can answer. Do they have, like, is there fishes swimming around there? Is there fishes or little turtles? Because I've seen videos where people are swimming and it doesn't look like they're on an expedition. It just seems like they're just swimming, and they're still, like, you can see the fishes and stuff swimming around them.
Yeah, you can actually rent snorkeling equipment, and they have a certain area that is, and even they have, I believe, a ship that is sunk sort of out there with a lot of fish, a lot of marine life, and they have a special opportunity for you to interact with the stingrays. Of course, the barbs are out of those, and it's absolutely fantastic and very safe. And one thing that you will find, especially if you've got your children along and the life jackets are on, there are so many cast members and lifeguards out there keeping an eye on things. It's very calm. There's a breakwater that's built and a section off, so you can do as much snorkeling as you want in the day. So yeah, there's a lot of marine life, and it's interesting because on the flotation devices that I kind of stay on the other side. I don't go as far out or as deep because I don't really want to interact with the fish myself too much. but in the snorkeling area, it's a lot of fun. And you talked about turtles, and actually, it's actually. Now I'm thinking it's more crab races, I believe. They actually have crab races, and you can name your crab, and they have little races set up, which is quite fun. Yeah. And I would imagine that there could be some little turtles around swimming. I mean, it is the ocean. It's not like it's cordoned off at any rate, but yeah.
That's really cool. Well, that's what I'm excited for, to be able to do something like that. And I don't want to take too much time. I want to get back and watching and sharing your stories here, but I just wanted to call in and thank you and to tell you thank you for starting the show. It's like, again, something that'll get my Disney fix for my Monday night. So thank you. Oh,
wonderful. Yes. And you know what? Because you are my first caller, you can email me at Kimberley at positivelydisney.com with your mailing address and that. And actually, you are going to be getting a little gift. So I just thought I'd let
awesome.
You know. I know. So I thought the first caller would, I just wanted to do that for my very first caller of the show. And so I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Joseph, for calling in, and all the best on your cruise. And now I've got a little tell. I've got to actually put on my glasses to read a comment. So I was kind of trying not to, but this age, whatever. Anyways, I just, I'm reading now some comments about some people that are on their cruises. And, I see Stan is commenting right now, but thank you, Joseph. I'll let you go so you can listen to it properly and just speak to Stan about his upcoming cruise. But thanks again, Joseph. And again, email me, please, with your address, and you'll be getting something. Much. All right. Take care. All right. Bye-bye. Stan, that is so awesome that you are going on another cruise. It's we've done several cruises and actually prefer, well, you know what? Our very first cruise was on the Magic, and it was a very small ship compared to the Fantasy and the Dream, but very cozy, and the cast members would actually get to know your names in your, they got to know our names in the gift shop, and they actually got to know our room number, which I'm not sure if that's a good sign or not a good sign, but absolutely love those cruises. And in talking about it, I'm kind of getting excited to think about booking another cruise. So we'll definitely, and I'm not sure, Stan, if you are going on the double dip cruise that I think is coming up with one of our lovely people, Lou Mangello, but I prefer to go in the Caribbean and Castaway Cay. If you can get on there twice, all the best for you guys. One thing that I wanted to share with you as well is that, these incidences, experiences, stories have we've been very blessed to experience many, many of them. And they can be as small as getting caught in the rain. And I'll share a little one with you. Actually, just before Christmas in 2016, we were camping at Fort Wilderness. Our RV is near there, and that's one of our favorite places to be. We had come back, and my husband went on to get a pizza from the restaurant at the end of the line, I guess you could say, of the bus line. And two of my kids went back to the RV, and I wanted to, of course, go into the Meadow Trading Post. I always like to poke around and see if there's anything new there. And I like to shop just a wee bit. At any rate, it started to rain. And I'm not talking about the 20-minute warm rain that comes into the summertime, but it's actually that full-blown winter rain that you're going to be socked in, and it was raining hard. And we didn't have rain ponchos. I had probably about a dozen in the RV, and I just really didn't want to put out the money for two more for a quick run to the RV. So my son, Christoph, who was 18 at the time, we thought, oh, maybe we'll try some green garbage bags, but they didn't sell green garbage bags. So the thing that we had to do was the largest gift bags we could find. We slit the top of them, and Christoph held the bag of goodies that we had bought. And then we actually ran out the door, and I had this gift bag wrapped around me. The only thing you'd see really was my head and my legs. And it was actually just so ridiculous. The water was just pooling in our feet, and we were running across the street. And this little girl from the bus stop said, "Look, Mommy, they're wearing Disney gift bags." And we just howled. It was just so funny the moment that we were running with Disney gift bags through the rain, pelting, just getting us soaking wet. Made it back to the RV and just had quite a giggle. And I'll tell you, to enjoy Disney with your children when they're younger is really special. And I miss those days, I wouldn't trade them for anything, mind you, but to also experience those fun things when your children are a little bit older, it just is wonderful how you can actually still share those fun experiences with your children. And so that was one of ours, a good belly chuckle that evening. Again, if you want to call in, the line to call is 844 for you Disney. That's 844 for you Disney. And here go the glasses again, because I can't really see. At any rate, we have enjoyed so many times at Disney. And we have actually, I'll share a little other winter story at the Disney campground. It was actually in 2009. And I don't know, you Floridians or anybody that was visiting at that winter time, it was so cold. And thank goodness we were living in Alberta, Canada at the time. So we had our winter jackets with us when we flew in. But I'll tell you, we got a little notice on our RV, and it said to keep the taps dripping because they could freeze. And we couldn't believe it. We thought, oh my gosh, we're in Florida, and it could actually freeze our pipes. So we kept our taps going. And I have to tell you, I haven't seen them recently, but that Christmas time, we stood on the picnic table and picked our own grapefruit. They were fresh grapefruit off the tree, chilled. And I swear I have never had a better tasting grapefruit in my life. It was great. So every breakfast we would get on the picnic table and, take a grapefruit down and share it whoever wanted it. And I'll tell you, it was the best. I'm not too sure if any of you have experienced the fresh fruit in the campground like that, but that was a real treat despite the cold weather. And that weather did stay kind of chilly, which was the opposite of what happened last Christmas when we were there, when it was, I think, record heat wave, which was wonderful. I could handle heat like that at Christmas anytime. And one of the reasons why we go back not only to see the amazing Christmas decorations, but my mother and father-in-law are snowbirds from Canada, and they are a few hours away from Disney. So we get a chance to see the grandparents and spend a few days at Disney. And I just thought I'd let people know that we're actually heading to Walt Disney World the end of August. We're going to be there from, I believe it's the 26th or 27th of August to September 6th. And the last time I was there at Christmas, I actually had a little meetup in Disney Springs at the Starbucks so that people didn't need a ticket or whatever if they were around. And we had a coffee. And some of you that are watching right now know that we had set it up for about an hour and a half. And it was 3 hours of sharing and just laughing. And you guys brought your husbands. I brought my husband. And it was so fun to meet you guys for the first time and just chat away. And coincidentally, that was actually the first time that our 3 children, not to say they weren't old enough before, but we just always do kind of family things when we visit there. But it was the first time that our children went into the parks on their own. And it was Hollywood Studios. And I was very touched by something that I will share with you that they thought of all on their own. And I didn't know that until Christmas when I opened up my present. But I don't know if any of you have been to Hollywood Studios at Christmas, but Santa is there. And he is a very special Santa. And my kids actually went and got a beautiful photo taken with him. And he really interacted with them in the most amazing and special way that they had ever experienced in their lives. And so they, at that time, were 20, 18, and 16. And so to get the thumbs up for Santa from my kids at that age was pretty incredible. And when I opened that gift Christmas morning, it really touched my heart. First, that they had even thought about doing that. And another interesting thing is I was told after that they were trying to steer me away from that area when we went to join them later. And they did a really good job because I didn't even know Santa was there. And so anybody that is there at Christmas time, please go visit Santa at Hollywood Studios. And I'm not too sure if he is in other places as well, but the Hollywood Studios is awesome. Oh my gosh, Stan Solo just said he is going to be at Walt Disney World at the same time. Well, we will be we will be meeting up, I hope, to at least just say hello and just to meet. I love, as you know, I love meeting people and talking Disney. And don't you find that whenever anybody gets together that are Disney fans, that you can talk forever? And it's just such a nice connection to be able to share with people from all walks of life, from all over the world, really. And I feel very blessed that I've been able to interview many people from all over the world. As far as Australia, and I've got another interview to do for Hong Kong for my books. But just love hearing from you guys. And I'm going to give another opportunity to call in to 844 for you Disney. That's the number 844 for you Disney. And if you'd like to call in, because I am going to wrap it up fairly soon. And I see Father George there, who has become a really good friend of mine, actually. He's a Catholic priest and an avid Disney fan, and has a really lovely perspective on what I call the Disney connection in his sermons and things of that nature. And I've got another call that I will take here. Hello, good evening. You're on the air. Welcome.
Hi, Kimberley. Stan Solo here.
Oh, well, hi, Stan. How are you doing?
Oh, good. Just called in to congratulate you on your new adventure.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that looks good, sounds good. I like the background, everything.
Oh, that's great. Those are just some of my favorite things. As you probably have collected many things too, you kind of have to pare it down and figure out what are you gonna put out there, that's really close to your heart. Stan, I'm really excited that you are going to be at Walt Disney World because I'd really like to say hello and let people know, kind of sort of pick a time and a day to just do a little meetup and I know you're a Canadian as well, which is kind of fun. Mm-hmm. And so is Walt Disney World your go-to park, Stan? Is that?
Yeah, I've never been to Disneyland.
Okay.
But we are going this December. My daughter and I will be going for the first time.
Oh yeah. My gosh. You are going to be amazed. The Christmas trees and try to make room for the Grand Floridian that has a man-made gingerbread house that is massive. They actually sell cookies and goodies in the gingerbread house.
Disneyland.
Oh, you're going to Disneyland. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, wrong coast.
Going in September and Disneyland in December.
Oh, okay. You know what? I thought you meant Walt Disney World in September and then you said Christmas. Oh my gosh, you've got two going. Oh my goodness.
Going,
Okay, so
it would be my wife's first trip to Disney World. He's never been. I've only gone. It's either one of my daughters or alone. And Disneyland, none of us have been. And my youngest daughter and I will be going to Disneyland. Well, younger. She's 20.
Oh, okay. Okay, got one of those too.
But yeah, so this will be her first Disney park.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. You're going to experience that for the first time with them. Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. What do you like to do in the parks, particularly
I don't do big attractions.
Okay.
I like to explore more than anything else. I do like I like the classic attractions, the Small Worlds and the Carousel of Progress, the TTA, those type of things.
Yeah.
And any virtual rides or any drops, I try to avoid those.
Yeah.
As you know, I'm a big Star Wars fan. I don't really do Star Tours.
Oh, yeah.
I went on it once and that was enough.
Okay. No, you know what? And thank goodness they have, Disney has a little of everything for everybody,
Yeah.
And because I'm a classic person as well. And, I did say that I would try any ride once. And I did do Tower of Terror. And was kind of green for a couple hours after. But there's only one ride I have never done, and I will never do. I don't really want to do it. The Rock and Roller Coaster. I think that would just be too much for me, actually. So
yeah, I've never done those.
Yeah.
And Flight of Avatar, I'm looking forward to. I'm going to try that one out.
Yeah.
Father George says that if you can't handle it, just close your eyes. So I'm taking his word for it. I'm going to try it.
Right. Unlike Mission Space, if you're on that orange ride, you don't close your eyes or you just get sicker,
I've never been on Mission Space. Yeah. Never been on Tower of Terror. Never been on Rock and Roller Coaster.
Well, you're kind of wise.
Never been on Space Mountain.
Okay. It's funny. I was on Space Mountain for the first time when I was 18. Mm-hmm. And that was a little while ago. I can't even remember how I felt, but something told me I didn't really like the ride. And, it was just a few years ago. I thought, well, it was a long time ago that I was on that ride. I thought, I'll just go with my family. Oh, well, I kind of held back my tears and kind of cried while I was on there, even though my husband was holding my hand. And I said, there's something about this ride I just can't handle it. I just thought, no, I can't do that one. Do you do Splash Mountain?
I did it once.
Okay.
I'm glad I did it, but I have no desire to rush out to it again.
Yeah.
For me to stand in that line for that, yeah. I like checking out all the details, walking down, looking at the windows, taking pictures of the light fixtures, even. And then all the classic attractions and the food. That's the big reason to go too, is all the food.
Oh my gosh. I look forward to it because I don't have to cook. It's like, yay. I'm not the best cook in my family. I can bake, but my husband is kind of the better cook, I have to admit, and better when at folding laundry and a few other things. But people think, I just make myself look bad. But no, it's the truth. And no, the food. And every time you go, there's something new to try, to eat or see, or you never, even though you've passed a particular area multiple times, you always see it from a different angle or something, completely there that you hadn't seen before. And no, I love it. And it's my happy place. It really is. It's where I truly leave my worries and cares at the gate. Isn't it amazing that we have a place to do that?
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel too.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, we will have to message each other and figure out, we won't tell everybody in the world and the planet.
When are you there till?
I'm there for September. I'm there till September 6th, actually.
Yeah. Oh, or do I get in September 6th? I might be getting like 6th. When do we get in? Second, no, I get in September 2nd.
Okay, so we're good. So we'll figure out something, and then I haven't figured out
the fireworks show together.
Oh, that would be really fun. I have not really seen the happily ever after yet. I did kind of take a sneak peek for a few minutes on a live stream. And I thought, no, I'm not going to ruin it for myself.
I haven't watched a second of it.
Oh, good for you. Yeah, I kind of dismissed it because I thought, no, I don't want to see those things before I really experience it.
Yeah, same with Nahi River Journey and Flight of Pandora. I seen a couple seconds here and there, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
I try to avoid.
I can't wait to see that, not only in the daytime, but in the nighttime. I think it's just going to be mind-boggling to see it all. And I'm going to check out maybe doing a Navi of our family. I'm not too sure how that would look.
You mean the figures?
Yes. Sorry. Yeah, I guess people don't know what that is, but yeah, those three. I mean, hey, how else are you going to get a figure of yourself ever in this world? Unless you get it of a Navi. And so I'm hoping to do that.
Yeah, they don't look quite like the person though. Like one that Lou's. Yeah, the Lou got one done. It looks nothing like Lou.
Oh, well, maybe I won't be. I guess they can only do so much with the figures, but maybe I'll just check it out before that. So, but no, that's so great. So yeah, let's count on meeting and saying hello and possibly catching the fireworks or whatever. I mean, there's lots of things to do and meet up there with
And I'm not sure if you know him or not, Ed Buskirk.
You know what? I've seen his name. Okay,
yeah, because he's coming out at the same time actually too.
Oh.
And we're going to be him and I, his family, and my wife and I are going to be doing Ohana breakfast one morning.
Oh wow!
Already.
Oh my gosh. Well, you're a little ahead of me. I haven't booked anything yet. I've just booked our accommodations.
I get excited about the ADRs, the fast passes, whatever. I don't know, but the ADRs are my exciting time.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, listen, we can get Ed and his family involved in that too. That would be really fun.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Well, gee, thanks for calling in. I really appreciate it, Stan, and hope to hear from you or see you or have you on board next Monday when we're back.
Okay.
But, take care. Have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. All right. So I'm going to put my glasses on one more time, but our time is just about done. Father George is telling me to get a banshee instead. And Father George, you know what? I'm going to be wrapping it up soon, but if you would like to call in, we'll see who this caller is. Let's see who we have here. Hello, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing well.
And who am I speaking to?
Father George.
Oh, Father George, you were reading my mind at the exact time I was just putting out there that, you know what, we're going to be wrapping this up soon. How are you doing tonight, Father George?
I'm doing well. I couldn't let the night go by without congratulating you on your first show.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And
and it looks good. You sound good. It's great.
Oh.
And I'm family. We had teachers appreciation dinner tonight, so I was out with that. But as soon as I got in, I thought I had to look you up.
Oh, that's so great. Hey, and you were, you've been to Pandora, right? I think you spent.
I have. It was a birthday/anniversary gift from a cast member, and I was there for a cast member preview, and I spent, it must have been close to 5 hours. Now, it was during the day. I did not see it at night.
Okay.
And yes, Stan is correct. If you are on the what flight of the Banshee ride, just close your eyes.
Okay. I'm hoping I won't have to, but
he's also correct in that Na'vi figure. I don't know. They all look the same to me. I got the Banshee, and it just sits on my shoulder. It's very happy. I love playing with it, but I'm just a big kid.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun! So did you manage? Now there's two big attractions in Pandora. So the flight of the Banshee or whatever it's called.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah. We did that when we arrived there. They were handing out fast passes for it, the old paper kind. So you had a time to go.
Oh yeah.
And it was interesting. Now I do have to say that there is one issue about people of poo size fitting into the thing, because you're almost like riding a motorcycle, and there's a back part that like presses up against your back and around your legs, because you can actually feel the Banshee breathing and its muscles moving when it flaps its wings.
Oh, like you could feel it. So like on the back of your neck or something, or around you?
No, like between like you're riding a horse. You can feel the muscles moving and it's breathing.
Oh, cool.
But it is an awesome ride, attraction. It's and like I said, I'm not when I'm with Stan. I've never done Tower of Terror. I have done Mission Space when it first opened, and it took me a little bit to recuperate.
Yeah.
Let me say that. Give me Haunted Mansion. I'm happy. I can do that.
Yeah.
But it was okay. It's a bit more intense than Soaring Around the World.
Okay.
And it is 3D, but it is an amazing ride. And the river ride, it's beautiful. It is quite beautiful. Now, when we were there at the preview, while we were in the Fast Pass line, they allowed you to walk through the standby queue.
Okay.
So you could see all the, what all the Imagineers did. And that was amazing. And you go through the lab, and it looks just like it does in the movie. I mean, there's the blue figure there. So, and take your time. Like, it's almost as if the standby line is worth it. Like, just don't even bother with a fast pass. Just take your time and go. It's just, it is just amazing.
Oh my gosh.
What they did.
Oh, that sounds awesome. What was the other attraction like? Are you actually sitting in boats? Are you outside? Are you inside?
You are. It's it's almost like it's a small world.
Oh.
It gives you an opportunity to see Pandora at night during the day, I believe.
Oh.
We were there in the morning. We got there at 9:00, and oh my goodness, we were there probably till about 2.
Okay.
And it was amazing because the crowd, there were no crowds, and I can't tell you how many times I walked around. The cast members, they just immerse you in Pandora.
Oh, wow. There's a language too, or something, isn't there? Of some.
There is. They're when you have your Banshee on your shoulder, and cast members and other people who have the Banshee, like there's this connection, and what they do is they say in that language, "I see you," and then there's a hand gesture like from your forehead out to the other person. I still cannot get it. I mean, I have enough trouble with English.
Oh my goodness. So is there a way of learning a few of these things before you go? Because it would be really kind of cool to know a few, like, I don't know, did they say hello or thank you or whatever in the language? Is there some way to learn about that before you go?
Well, there is. They have a translator, and the cast members have them on them, and you you can collect these cards, and when you insert the card in the translator, it will speak to you the word that's in English.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I'm not great at languages, but I would be giving that a go. Just a couple things, you know, to
I'm still trying to understand that I see you. I name my banshee. Now let me to switch gears in my mind. It's Mala Nevesta, and actually it means small green in Slovak. So that's what I named it. And when people ask me, like, what did you name your banshee? And I tell them, and they're like, oh, well, how did you come up with that name? I said, an ancient language.
Oh, I'll leave it at that, right? Oh gosh.
But the whole land, it's amazing. When my last trip down there in, when did I go down? April into May. When I went to Animal Kingdom, my first day there, and I could see the floating mountains near the entrance, and I took a picture of it, and I thought to myself, well, this is the closest I'm going to get to Pandora, until the crowds, kind of die down a couple of years.
Yeah.
And then whenever I was surprised with this, with the preview, I mean, I was just overwhelmed.
Wow.
And just standing in line, like the whole change in the environment, how they have mosses beginning to grow on the walls as you enter deeper into the land.
Oh,
and you, when you enter the land, you are in an entirely different world.
Where do you enter, Father George? Where do you enter? Because it's not a separate.
You would go down. You would go down. No, you would go down where Camp Mickey Minnie used to be.
Oh.
You would go toward the Tree of Life.
Right.
Turn left.
Yeah.
And like you're heading toward Pizza
Safari.
Mm-hmm. But you would keep turning left, like there was a DVC kiosk there.
Oh.
You keep walking down there, like you'd be going to the old Festival of the Lion King, and you begin to see like the pods for the lights, and you begin to hear different animals. Now we were told that the background noises are noises of animals, and it changes throughout the day because. The same animals that are out in the morning don't come out in the afternoon, and then there's a whole different set of animals that come out at night. Oh. So the sounds all change, but you walk underneath the floating mountains. As I posted on Facebook with the pictures, the backside of water has made it to Animal Kingdom. Oh. There are a few places in the flight queue that you do see the backside of water.
Oh my goodness. I can't wait. That I'm trying to gauge and hoping that just after the September long weekend, and Stan might concur, that would be the time to check it out. Maybe a few crowds, maybe the crowds have liked it. I'm not too sure, but
I don't think the crowds, I don't think would be a hindrance, because why would you want to rush through anyway?
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Just take your time and enjoy.
And we did have lunch at the restaurant. And
so they have a restaurant. They have food.
There is a restaurant, and they have these pods, and it tastes like a cheeseburger. It's amazing. It's like
pod.
It almost looks like a giant dumpling. And a friend of mine gave me a bite of his, and I said, "It's a hamburger."
Oh.
it was good. But yeah, you pick your protein, your side, and your sauce.
Okay.
And it's. And the theming of the restaurant, you just have to take your time.
Okay. And is it an over the counter, or is it a sit down, or a table service?
It is a counter serve.
Oh, perfect. So people won't be trying to get in there be our guest. That's really difficult to get in for.
And I did notice, I think they have mobile ordering on the My Disney Experience app.
Okay. That's really good to know.
So
gosh,
you could do a pre-order, and the store it's fascinating. They have an area where they have their little banshees, and you pick the banshee that connects with you, and they you have to take care of it, and you promise to to be good to the environment, and protect all creation, and and it's fun.
You said that. It connects with you. So there's multiple banshees, and one of them will connect with you? How does that work?
Different colors. They just kind of, they lead you around. And now I as soon as I saw the one I bought, I said, that's the one I want. And they're like, well, don't you want to go through? No, I want one that's green and blue because it's the colors of nature. And that's the one that I got.
Oh my goodness.
And it is so fun though. I had it on my shoulder. And it's animated. It opens its wings. It'll growl if you want it to. It'll turn its head, open its mouth.
Oh, that's so cute.
It is, and it's just you really become part of the world there with the cast members and others. And they'll come up and it's almost like walking a dog in a park. It's an opener for people to interact.
Yeah. I'm wondering how my dogs will take that. I'm not sure they would like me coming in with a banshee, but that would be kind of fun.
I'm trying to think if I showed my sister's dog my banshee. It's like the bubble maker I bought, but the banshee, I don't think I had it.
Oh my goodness, that is so cool. Maybe I'll be checking out the banshee instead of the Na'vi. That wouldn't look like me anyways. I'm not too sure.
I looked at the Na'vi and I thought, no, it just didn't do it. But there was something about those. Their banshees are just so cute. And
that's so fun.
I'm a big kid anyway. You know that already.
Well, you know what? I would have to say that aren't we all big kids especially when we're there? I mean, really. Yeah. It's something that I did.
We're big kids everywhere. We're just allowed to show it down there.
That's for sure. I'm kind of curious. Well, first of all, I think any cast member that got a position at Pandora must be over the moon, really, because that is such a fascinating, just the whole ambience, everything about it is, it's state of the art technology and everything, But I'm also wondering if it's lightened the load of some of the other attractions or some of the other parks. Some of those places, like we've never been able to get in to be our guest for dinner. Mm-hmm. We always go there at 10:30 in the morning. When they're making their transition, we actually can have an early lunch, which by the time you eat, it's lunchtime anyways. And I'm just curious to know if it's lightened, the lines for some like Soarin' or some of the other parks.
It could be. Like I haven't been down there since it officially opened, but it could be. And then once Star Wars and then Toy Story opens, that'll help even out the crowds.
Yeah. Well, like any new park at Walt Disney World. Sorry, I just put my glasses on. This is terrible. I'm not in denial, but I can't read the screen with the comments if I don't put them on. Anyways, that's a little vain, isn't it? But anyway.
Well, if you need them, use them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like any new park added on to Walt Disney World, that's always like the go-to park, right? And so I can't believe. I mean, I can't even imagine what I know I'm referring to Walt Disney World a lot, but that's kind of my go-to park. But when they get Star Wars Land, Cars, Toy Story Land, not Cars Land, I can't imagine what it's going to be like. People are going to need to spend 2 weeks there, like.
At least I used to go down for a week and people would say, what do you do for a week?
Oh, man.
And I think I shared this story with you in our previous discussions. The one time, this was years ago, I took friends of mine down and they were going to stay a week with me. Now I do 10 or 11 days. Mm-hmm. And that was before I was an AP holder.
Right.
And they were planning on going to that dark, shadowy place, which shall not be named. They wanted to go over to the coast, and they're like, well, what's there to do at Disney for a week? But, then when it was their first time there and they realized how big Disney World is. Yeah. Now I was out at Disneyland once and I was there 5 days. Okay. And that was a nice time for me out there, then. Now that was before Cars Land. I think they were just talking about that.
Okay.
They had just removed, what was that big orange thing in California Adventure? There was a structure that was like an orange.
Oh, it was gosh. Okay, anybody listening? Do you know what the big structure that was orange was in California Adventure?
Orange, yeah.
I'm not sure.
It was over by California Screaming in those umbrella chairs and...
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know. I don't actually know the name.
Yeah. So that's when I was there. But like I said, 5 days was enough. But yeah, Disney World. I mean, but I think with, they're going to be trying to do the repeat visitors too. It's not just a once in a lifetime.
Oh yeah.
Adventure.
I actually, I sat with some people. I was actually out of town this weekend and coming back on a watercraft. There are some people, and the woman loved Disney, and the fellow said, "Oh, we've been once. I'll never go again." And I kind of I bit my tongue because I'm like, how can you not go again? Yeah. And I'm just so grateful. My husband actually introduced me to Walt Disney World, and so now I'm probably. Not that he's not a fan, but I'm probably just like a smidge bigger fan than he is. Yeah. And, but it's great. I surely enjoy it. And, people don't even, always have to go to the parks to experience wonderful things. They can hang out at the resorts or even go to the water parks. And you know what? So we actually just became annual pass holders again. We kind of let that go a few years ago. Yeah, so I'm really excited, and we got the water parks added on there, so we can kind of enjoy those. And I'll have to leave some more stories for next week, but I really, really miss the. I think it was is it Tom's? No, it's Tom Sawyer Island.
Tom Sawyer Island.
Was it? Yeah. That was, that was so cool. That was just kind of that little hole. It was like the swimming hole, No,
you're speaking of Disneyland.
No, Disney World. No, sorry. It was another water park. But I mean, we don't use it though. It's closed, right?
Tom Sawyer Island.
Not Tom Sawyer. What was? Yeah, what was that park? I can't remember what it was.
Was it River
Country? Was that it?
River Country.
Okay.
Yeah. The abandoned. It's been abandoned.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah. I think there's always room for another park, but another water park, anyways.
Isn't that over by the Shoe Tree?
Yes, it is. And you know why it's
Discovery,
it's got
Discovery
shoes.
Island.
Yes.
Jeffrey Canner.
Yeah.
Said it on the
Oh yes, Jeff. Thanks. Discovery. Hey, Jeff. Yeah, and do you know why they have shoes up there?
It's for cast members, former cast members, isn't that?
Yes, the cast members that were piloting the watercraft.
The watercraft.
Yes. When they finished when they retired, they threw their shoes on the tree, which is kind of fun. Yeah, it's kind of neat to see that. I remember years ago wondering what that was all about, and then I found out, and it was really neat. But
there's a reason for everything.
Yeah, there is for sure there, especially there. It's very.
No, I read somewhere you were going to go a half an hour for this first show, and now
you know what? I just saw that. I'm like, okay, it's 7:00. But you know what saved me is I didn't have to keep talking. So you guys that are watching, next time, call in. You can call in right away. Don't be shy, because the last thing I want to do is just chat all night. Although everybody knows, people that are watching know that I could actually chat for a while. Everybody can, I'm sure, about Disney. But I'd love to hear your stories and your experiences and share, instead of just hearing myself talk. But you know what? Thank you, Father George, for
thank you for giving us this opportunity. And congratulations again. I mean, I know I've been with you a little bit on this journey. You've been sharing with me, and I appreciate that. And I'm so happy to call you a friend.
Thank you. That's so kind. Thank you. And you as well. And I just, as I say, thank you everybody for listening in on this very first Positively Disney phone-in podcast. I know it was a bit of a tall order to do my first podcast and have it actually be a phone-in show. So I guess if you're not told that you can't do it, you just do it, But anyways, you guys
Isn't that what the Imagineers said? They said they did what they did because nobody told them they couldn't.
Yeah.
Or they didn't believe that they couldn't. So
that's absolutely.
Listen, I will sign off. And,
all right.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you again.
All right. Okay. Take care. Well, that's really all the time we've got tonight. But thank you guys for listening in. And think about some experiences and stories you'd like to share next week. And I've always got a few of my own, but I like to hear from you guys. And I just want you guys to have a wonderful week. Stay safe. And it was nice of you to join me tonight. Thank you. Take care. Bye.